Begin tonight in the Iowa Great Lakes. That's where the Dickinson County Board of Adjustment held the second in a series of 3 public hearings on Invenergy's Red Rock Wind Energy Center.
Now, if approved, construction on 67 wind turbines in eastern Dickinson County could begin this year. The proposal announced on April 10th is a scaled-down version of the original project. Red Rock officials say they took community concerns into consideration and eliminated 15 of the proposed wind turbines that would have had the greatest visual impact on the Iowa Great Lakes. Even with the amended proposal, tonight's hearing was attended by dozens of concerned citizens who filled several courtrooms tonight that held the overflow crowd. Opponents of the project worry about the project's impact on residents and wildlife in the Iowa Great Lakes region. Landowners who have already committed land to the project say the economic and environmental benefits far outweigh the potential side effects.
I would say that the benefits of this project far outweigh the negatives. The school children in the Grettinger-Terrell School District, for instance, they really need this tax benefit that will definitely help them over the next 40 years. And so it'll increase the ability to give a quality education to those children.
Project supporters say about $241 million of property tax and lease payments to farmers and landowners are anticipated over the project's lifespan. They also say local school districts like Okoboji and Grettinger-Terrell could see tax benefits totaling nearly $50 million over the lifespan. But there is a heavy opposition to the project.
They want to set a turbine really quite close to my home and be right in front of our house, in full view of our house. We'll experience about 30 hours of shadow flicker every year and about 46 decibels of sound, pulsating sound. And we'll be watching red lights flashing into our house all night.
Other opponents worry about the interruption of bird migration patterns. They're also concerned about the destruction of the natural beauty of the Iowa Great Lakes. The Board of Adjustment will hold its third and final public hearing tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Dickinson County Courthouse in Spirit Lake.